Hi, lovely and darling viewers. It's Jen here at Check Her Joy, and this time I am reviewing or talking about Native American children's books. So with the election of Donald Trump as president, I've been like dismayed and disappointed and upset and really grieving. And I was like, what can we do? And I have a booktube channel, so I'm going to try to read more diverse books in general to make issues that I care about much more prevalent on this channel while still talking about books, because that's what this channel is. That's why you guys have subscribed and are watching, right? So I went through Goodreads and was trying to pick ethnicities and topics and sorting what books I have read to kind of see where I've been. And I realized that I really hadn't read any books about or by Native Americans, which sucks. Like, I had, I think, 3 books total, and they were books that I had read in school because I was made to. So that's not cool, and that's not okay, especially with it being Thanksgiving and with what's going on at Standing Rock, and also being in Cleveland with the controversy around Chief Wahoo. So that's where I'm starting. This is not the end point. This is just me doing the very basics to to read more diverse books, and also to highlight the fact that there are books out there about different cultures that are worth reading. So these books all came from a Goodreads list. I just looked for the tag Native American, went through, I picked like 150 books total that I'm going to read. There's no way I'm ever, I think, going to read all 150 of those books, but they are on my to-read list, ready to go. And when I was doing that, picture books came up, and I'm like, those are going to take like 10 minutes to read. So I just requested them out of the library as I was finding them, and so these are the first ones that came. That's the only common denominator behind them. If you're wondering how I came up with this list. I am not of Native American descent. I don't know a lot about Native American culture, to be honest, and I don't have children, so I cannot testify to any of those things about these books. It's just my own opinion. Also, feel free to leave books that I should be reading down in the comments below, and I will link to my Goodreads page so you guys can see what books I have read, have marked as read to read. If you guys are interested in that also. Like, if you totally feel this need, we can do a buddy read on a book also. I'm totally up for that. My next actual novel for this will probably be The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. This was a group library read. Like, the library that I work at highly promoted this book, and so I feel like I am probably one of the few people in the library who didn't read this book. So that's why I'm starting there, just in case you guys are wondering. So this one's already top of my TBR. I just bought it from a library book sale, so I own it. Hopefully that will mean I read it. I don't know if that's actually true, but we can try. Okay, getting on to this actual review thing. So the first book was Thunder Boy Jr. by Sherman Alexie and Yuyi Morales, and all these books and their authors and illustrators will be in the comments below. Description below if you guys want to look them up, which you should totally do. Okay, so when I told people I needed to read more Native American books and I was starting with picture books, I was just like, oh, you should read Thunder Boy Jr. Or at least, you know, the children's librarians did, because I work in the library. So this is about a young boy, Thunder Boy Jr., named after his dad, and Thunder Boy doesn't really like his name. It's his dad's name, and he wants his own identity. He wants to be his own person. So it's really about him he wants to pick a new name, and it's really cute, the names he comes up with. So, like, he wants to be called Not Afraid of 10,000 Teeth because he once touched an orca whale, and like touched the clouds because he once climbed to the top of a mountain. And I just love how cute this book is, and the illustrations are adorable also. He also has his little sister who's trying to help out. and correcting him. It's cute. Has a dog, as well as his mom and his dad in these stories. And this one's just really adorable. And I really enjoyed this one. Yeah. Next I have Arrow to the Sun, a Pablo Indian Tale by Gerald McDermott. This one I do remember reading as a child, and I remember loving it as a kid when I was in elementary school. But upon rereading it as an adult, it kind of wasn't as great as I remembered. And I don't know if it's just because I had high expectations for this book, or if it's because of the other books I was reading. Like, I sat down and just read all 5 of these picture books at the same time. I don't know. So it's about a boy who is the son of the Sun King, and he's made fun of in his village because he doesn't have a dad. So one day he goes out to discover his dad, and he gets shot up into the sun as an arrow, hence the title, and has to prove himself in kind of this journey of self-discovery. I do like the art, though. It's very geometric. I love geometry. And the colors, there's a lot of black and orange and reds and yellows and golds, and it's pretty. So, yeah. Next up, we have For Strawberries, a Cherokee story, which is retold by Joseph Bruchac, and pictures by Anna Vojtech. Yeah, I totally am probably mispronouncing these names. I apologize. This one is a story about the first man and woman and their marriage. So they love each other. They have this like relationship where they're cooperating together. They have a fight, and the woman storms off, and the man tries to go after her, but the woman's moving too fast, and he can't catch up. And the longer they're walking, the more he's like, you know what? I was really harsh. I just want to apologize. And then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, and this was awful. Why are we fighting? And so, like, the son is trying to help them out by, like, trying to put things in her way that she will stop and notice, like blueberries and raspberries. And it isn't until he puts strawberries literally right in front of her feet that she stops and notices them. And her husband can catch up to her, and they make up. And you should be kind to one another is the moral of the story. This one I really loved. The art in this is... The art in this is really pretty also, which I enjoyed. Then we have The Girl Who Loved Horses by Paul Goble. And this is a fable about a woman, well, a child, a young woman. So this is a fable about a young woman who really gets along well with animals, and particularly horses. One day she goes out with the horses, falls asleep, and kind of gets carried away with them. And she's missing for like a year. Then some of the hunters from her tribe find her, and she gets brought back and kind of makes the decision to go back to the horses. It's kind of a cool story about the interdependence, like how humans and animals relate to each other, and the relationships they have in the society. It wasn't my favorite story, probably because I'm not a big horse person. But it's still pretty good. Like 3 stars. Not amazing, but yeah, it's like the art in here. It's pretty okay. Next up, we have The Legend of the Indian Paintbrush, which is retold and illustrated by Tomie dePaola. This is about a young boy who has different gifts than the rest of his tribe. Most of the boys in his tribe go off to be warriors, and he really wants to do that, but he's really gifted at art. And so he has this dream that he's supposed to paint a sunset one day, and it's going to be amazing. So he keeps practicing his art over and over and over again until he has another dream that tells him to go out and paint the sunset, and everything he needs will be there, basically. Like, all the colors he needs will be waiting for him, and this is the origin story of these one type of flower. I love the art in here, though, which is, like, my favorite part of the story. Next up, I have an anthology of graphic stories. It's called Trickster, a Native American Tales of Graphic Collection. So these are shorter stories. There's a bunch in here. and they all revolve around a trickster character. A lot of them have animals like coyotes and rabbits, and they're just different tales from different Native American backgrounds. A lot of different tribes, a lot of different writing and art styles, different origins of things. This one's about how we got the stars in the sky. Another one's about how a rabbit got a small puffy tail. This is a disturbing one about a beaver who eats humans. Wasn't my favorite story, honestly. But there's a lot of different styles in here, and it's fun to see them all. And to see the differences and interpretations of this one thing. These are short stories. A lot of them are like 8 pages long. There's a ton of different paint styles. It's definitely a different experience. Each one's different. They're also short. So I really enjoyed this one, or I am enjoying it because I technically haven't finished it yet. But it's fun. I really like this one. You guys should check this one out if you check out nothing else. I love tricksters. That's my obsession with Loki. And mischief. And sometimes the trickster kind of ends up ahead, and sometimes he doesn't at the end of these stories, or her, which is cute. So yeah, like I said, these are our starting spot for me. These are not the end. I definitely need to read more stories about Native Americans. So leave in the comments below what your favorite books are. Where should I start? Also, if you have books that I should read from other cultures, especially I think Asia and Africa is doing very poorly on. So let me know what I should read next. Did you like this collection of picture books? Should I do more picture books? Also, I wasn't sure if that was gonna work well for a video. Still experimenting. We'll see. We'll see when I edit it all together what it turns out to be. It was really hard to do these without spoiling them, so sorry. I'm pretty sure I spoiled all of them. I don't think I gave a spoiler warning ahead. I apologize. Picture books are hard because they're only so long. And if you have kids and they've read these books, let me know what they thought of it. I'm really interested to see how they translate. Do kids love these stories or not? Do they like different stories than I liked? Yeah. So, peace out. I love you guys and keep reading. Bye.